Greetings. What's up, my fellow Cosmos? Just as it is in the morning when it's a shiny, bright, sunny morning, it it is just as beautiful at midnight as it is in the morning. Yeah, truly gorgeous when it comes to the night sky or stars, shooting stars, the moon, everything about that. Yeah, you just gotta like everything about that. But I've been waiting to talk about this. I've been waiting to talk about a topic like this. I'm meaning to talk about when it comes to just wrestling channels or just, just like one of these topics in general. But yeah, one of the ones I've been meaning to really delve deep into, and I think that probably some of you would appreciate, or you might want to talk a little bit more and agree on with. But yeah, like the title says, I don't, especially this does really just to delve right deep into it. I don't follow big wrestling channels. I don't follow any YouTubers. I don't follow people. I don't follow people in general. Because it's easy to be misguided. It's easy to follow somebody, especially on the internet, and just if you want to call them a celebrity or an actor, just anybody, a musician, especially these days, someone as a Cardi B or a Jake Paul, because it's just that you look at that whole. I think I said this before. Also, influence goes it goes a very big way, and what I mean by that, it's like I said, don't take it don't you have to completely ignore, because it's humans, and you have idiotic, idiotic just asinine a-holes out there that just oh, influence doesn't matter. I mean, like, especially when you're a child, when you're little, influence goes a big way. Like I said, because if you're not looking up, if your parents are not teaching you, if you're not, they're not raising you, if you're not learning from somebody in your family circle, there's somebody, especially on the internet, the world will teach you. It will grow you itself. You will learn somewhere. And that's a lot. Also, myself, I had to do a lot of, concerning myself in that context. And yeah, getting back to why I don't follow YouTubers to begin with, wrestling channels, because, like I said, it's very easy to be manipulated. It's very easy for channels such as a JD or a Solid Monster for them to have, as big as they are, or even the great one, to have it as an opinion as they are, whether they don't want to have their channels because of what they speak out against, and their overall opinion might not, it goes against the grain, or it might not agree with their general audience, or their audience, which is why they pander, and they just blur between the lines, and they say what they want to hear. And like I said, that's that's a very big thing. That's scary, and it's just why a lot of humans have no really purpose. They don't know who they really are. It's because you have a lot of humans that just learn. They just ignorantly, blindly learn from whoever, and it's like they're supposed to be learning crucial things, but instead they learn it from people that they'll never most possibly meet in life, and just people that just have no disregard or care other than themselves, and they just want it because they want attention, and they just want to be seen in that outside world, whatever you can think of. And definitely when it comes to the wrestling social, I've learned that, especially obviously the Twitter, you have the cesspool on wrestling Twitter and everything like that, the hive mind of that, whether a company or not. Yeah, you just have to have especially when it comes to these big wrestling channels. If you don't have also if it's not them pandering, or if you don't have an opinion that they don't agree with, you'll be like just exiled, or just if you don't have an opinion that they don't agree with, they don't like you, or it's just that you have to be wrong and that they're always right. And I said, I'm not obviously calling channels out there, because yeah, I will, not to get it mixed up. I do love channels out there in general, or wrestling channels that I follow, like technical work productions. I've said it before, like technical work productions. Millennial Smart. I think that because it's a very few, it's a lot of very rare few that's obviously, because you're gonna have opinions that you don't agree with these people, but yeah, they have a very good hard head. They have a very logical mindset. Sorry about that, I got cut off for a minute, but yeah, what I was trying to say. They have a very logical mindset. Their brain works. They seem to know what they're talking about, and they don't have any bias, which is what a lot of channels, especially the big channels, which they have. And whether it's just for the sole purpose, likes, like I said, I've mentioned that also. We're in the age of where people, they do the most amount of things for the sole purpose of it, for being just for likes, to be put out there in the open. They want to be the next, or they want to be seen by a lot of people, whether it's about that, just in general, having just popularity. And yeah, it's really ridiculous. You really don't barely have, when it comes to an opinion that you can agree with, or you can have on certain things, or just in general, because like you're just flat out just caved head. It would get caved in if you would have an opinion that just don't, or just overall just try to start a discussion that might erupt in gasoline because that person don't agree with it. And it is a shame. Like I said, it honestly doesn't bother me, and it's not like it's a big thing, but I will say, yeah, it's very much is a crying shame, and it really does. I will say that it does kind of bring me down a bit, that you can't, especially now, people just, they don't want, you have to agree with everybody, because if you don't, obviously you get just like about the usual, even as by like Hollywood, or just by anybody, you get called toxic fandom, you get called, whether the labels they have now, yeah, you get, whether it's just completely like racism or homophobe and everything like that. And it's just like, it's like sitting at that and looking back, like I said, I also watched a stream just now too, 2 hours ago, almost like an hour ago now, and like, yeah, he practically was talking about the same thing, what I'm talking about right now. And yeah, it's like people, he was kind of talking, because I guess, yeah, because he was like in the movie, how like the whole section where you talk about, you have the other section, the entertainment, the film section of YouTube, where people just talk about it. It's the same thing. It's in every category, whether it's in music, movies. People do the same shit, and it's that they do that just, whether it's to pander to their audience, and they want to put on that character to just so they can get, whether it's to pander to the audience, or because you can make money now, and you can, like, there's a lot of things that, like, literally anything you say that you can make $1 from. And I've said that before, your voice can make you money, and that's a very dangerous thing. It's becoming a much more dangerous thing, because people are doing things for the sole purpose because they can go viral, whether it's what they do and what they say. Like I said, it's not just of what because that's been like that for years. Whether people just follow what you say, but it's like you can completely. It's like you can completely benefit from it because you have people that just, yeah, you can benefit from. You can make money from it. You can get social status or whatever feeds and you know gets them like really off at night and or gets them their feels and it's just like their urges off and that's what it is and it's just like it really is a shame. But it's like obviously it's always been like that when it comes to you're obviously gonna have people that don't agree with you, but it's like a whole nother section now, especially on the internet, where you have people you just giving your opinion on something or at all, then you have like a swarm of just idiotic man or just babies in general that want to just they come at you with swords and they want to beat you into they cut you up and they beat you up into the ground because they you said this, what do you don't know anything you're talking about, and it's like bro, like or it's like, can you hear me out? Did you even say? It's the same thing also with that too. It's like a lot of things that go into it. Like even what I'm talking about right now. Did you even watch the video and what I'm talking about? Did you even like say? Did you even look at what I had to say in the topic that I'm discussing and what I'm currently talking about right now? And you're just saying that just because you don't like, obviously. And it's like also people like that also that just basically live, they're useless, and that's a whole nother also. So but yeah, I wanted to get it late night and just really come to y'all and just really talk, or just yet again in this version of why it's definitely going to be a series of why I don't follow just yeah, anybody considered to try to like be or a face I can say, or popularity, just anybody in general, or anymore. Well, I don't follow anybody anymore. Like I said, truth be told, God did follow a couple of wrestling channels, big ones. But I found out exactly what they are, and it's just like, damn, yeah, it really is a shame. People are out here just because, or whether they want to feel like their own voice, and they always want to be right, and whether it's also just pandering, also, like with the CM Punk shit, and like I said, it's a dime. It really is just all over the place. So yeah, that's what I wanted to come here and talk about today, and explaining that why I don't. Very select few which I'll listen to. If you don't, like I said, there's a couple I named. If you probably really like, they don't really have any bias. They're kind of, like I said, obviously you're gonna have your opinions that you don't agree with them on, but overall though they don't have any bias, and they like to, yeah, they have their own mindset. One's like Millennial Smart and Technical Work Productions, and I think there's that's like only rare few though, because I think there's many more too, which I'm but yeah, that's like one of the only rare few, which that they go out of the way, or which I'm doing, what I'm about, that I say honestly what I have to say and what I really think, instead of just to keep everybody happy, or just to pander to an audience so I can get so I can continue to keep up a facade, or I just want to pander, and whether it's going to make me money or not. And that's not what I'm all about. I do have a certain type of personality, character, but I still have that level of what is yeah, I can say what is right and what is wrong, and that sense of logic and decency. So yeah, I will say that. But yeah, I will see y'all later. Stay blessed, whether you up or not. Enjoy the rest of your night, and yeah, I'll see y'all later.